Hey there, fellow ninjas and ninjettes. This is Justin Archer, aka your friendly neighborhood sensei. And today I'm going to be sharing with you, well, pretty much everything about me. And I know that probably sounds self-absorbed, but it's an about me video. What do you expect? But really, the reason I'm making this video for you and everyone else is not to hear myself talk about myself. I actually hate that. It makes me a little nervous. No, the reason I'm doing it is because I always like to know, when you go to parties and network things, people say like, oh, what do you do? And although that is an interesting question to ask, I'm always more curious about why it is people do what they do. And it's a question that is often posed to me, Justin, why is it that you do what you do? And I've done many things throughout my career, being in the health, fitness, wellness, what I like to call the making bodies better world. And people always ask me, first they usually ask what I do, and then, why do I do it? And then I tell them my story. And we all have a story. I'm interested to hear yours. Why does you do what you do? So if you want, make a video like this and send it to me. I would love to watch it. But today I'm going to share with you mine. All right. And I'm going to try to keep this as short and concise as possible. I've been known to run on. I've been known to go off on a tangent. So if I do, I apologize beforehand, but you have been warned, okay? So again, let's start with not necessarily how I got to where I am, but why it is I do what I do. Well, my purpose, I believe, the driving force, what gets me up and gets me excited in the morning is to wake up each and every day and try to help as many people as possible optimize their health, fitness, and wellness through any means possible. Right now I'm doing it through the use of various online tools, guides, resources, accountability and support groups, one-on-one coaching, that kind of thing, so that they also being, you can go out and be the best version of yourself possible, so that then together as a team, we can go make positive change. We can positively influence the world in which we live in. That's my goal. That's what I love to do. And I've gone after that goal and pursuit of that in many different ways. Probably this is a story, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep this short and concise, but it's about, in February, it'll be about a 13-year span story that I've spent working on what I've been working on, learning what I've been learning, accumulating experience and those types of things and expertise in different areas. And I'm just scratching the surface. I know I have a lot more to learn and do and experience, probably more mistakes and failures to be had. And my goal really is to help you and others kind of, almost like GPS or like a check engine light, make you aware of those mistakes and failures that I and many other people have made, to direct you around them so that you can get from wherever it is you are today to wherever it is you want to be in the near future as quickly and efficiently as possible. And like I said, I've done that in many different ways. Some of you who may be watching this video, some of you may know me just as Justin Archer, aka Sensei, like it says down here, from Optimized Self Ninja. That's my newest project, my baby, my pride and joy right now, and what I'm putting the most time and attention into. Some of you might know me from my previous website and project, which is still up. You can go take a look-see, thepostureguy.com. So sometimes I introduce myself as Justin Archer, formerly known as the Posture Guy, now the Sensei of Optimized Self.Ninja, as well as the dojo. But really, like I said, it starts even earlier than that. I was in high school, needed to get a job for, I think it was work experience, that class. If anybody, do they even offer that class anymore? I don't know. And I got a job at a supplement store. Didn't know a lick about supplements. I think I knew what a multivitamin was, vitamin C, and started stalking and not stalking like the owner, but stocking the shelves, and then eventually became manager. And in the process of doing so, learned a lot about supplementation and health and nutrition and all that. I also started getting into working out. I think I went from 16, I was about 150 pounds at like 14% body fat, to between 16 and 18, like 185 pounds at around 7, 8%. 7 to 8% body fat, and I didn't really even know that much what I was doing. And so I was like, oh my gosh, wow, this is amazing. And then I really fell in love with the science of it all. In that time, I did some personal training. I did some consulting for gyms as far as where the equipment goes and how to set up the gym. So depending on their clientele, men, women, bodybuilders, athletes, et cetera, et cetera. Also, I got into amateur bodybuilding, and so really, yeah, I went from 16 to 20. And by the time I was 20, I was, and I know you might be able to tell here in the video thing, I'm 5'8", 8.5. Got up to 235 pounds. I wasn't any taller. 235 pounds, roughly about 7 to 8% body fat, maybe closer towards double digits, like 10, 11 during the off season before cutting weight. So yeah, in a nutshell, I mean, I've been all kinds of different sizes and body composition, muscle fat wise. But then unfortunately, I had a couple injuries right around I was turning about 20. I sustained a supraspinatus tear, which is the front of the shoulder here, to the point where I couldn't lift my arm about shoulder height, literally. Like I can go to here, and then everything else was extremely painful, even if I used this arm to lift it up. It was like a sharp stabbing pain, or what I imagine being stabbed in the shoulder would feel like. Then, of course, I had the very guy-like and bodybuilder mentality, like, oh, okay, I'll let it rest, I'll train around it. And so I hit my lower body twice as hard. I'll do more squats, more lunges, more things like that. Well, unfortunately, I tore my medial meniscus and MCL, which is basically, I don't know if you can see over here, there we go. To the point where I had to wear a knee brace. I was basically hobbling and limping everywhere. So I had to wear that basically 24/7. Only times I didn't wear it was like in the shower and sleeping at night. And so I was really bummed out. I saw a lot of the hard work that I'd put into, fine tuning my body just wither away. The muscle go away, fat start to accumulate. And so it was really depressing. And honestly, I never really got into bodybuilding so much for the body image. I just liked to be active. I liked to lift heavy things and put them down and pick them up and put them down, and be able to do, certain feats of strength with my body and things like that. And then I couldn't, and it was very, very depressing. And so, and I'm sharing with you, I hope you know these stories, because maybe some of them you can relate to, and kind of go, okay, he knows where I'm coming from. So I was in pain. I couldn't do what I wanted to do, really depressed. I then went and tried probably 2 or 3 dozen different types of therapies and modalities, from chiropractor to active release technique to, deep tissue massage, prolotherapy. I mean, what was the other one? Different types of like rehabilitative Pilates and rehabilitative yoga, and 2 or 3 different types of yoga, and all this stuff. And I won't say none of it worked, because it all helped a little bit. But it didn't really fully take me to, what I would consider being cured, and I can go back to what my previous lifestyle was. And so I was really, bummed out. And then I heard about posture alignment therapy, and I found it online, found a book, found some exercise in a book, found what looked like would help me, started doing them out of the book. And within an hour, I went from, remember my arm not being able to lift to like here? Well, now I can lift it to about halfway up, so about 45 degrees above, parallel with your shoulder. And my knee went from like a 8 or 9 out of 10 pain down to like a 2. I could walk around without a knee brace. And I thought, oh my gosh, like, okay, I'm onto something now. Like, this is amazing. And then I also thought, well, these are just general kind of canned exercise programs from a book. What if I actually worked one-on-one with a therapist? So that's what I did for about 2 months. And in 2 months, my pain was gone, and in about another month, so 3 months total, I was fully functional. I was lifting weights, I was running, rock climbing, doing all kinds of stuff, even some things I couldn't do before, like handstands. Even at my biggest and strongest, I could lift a lot of weight, I can pull a lot of weight, but my balance and coordination was, let's just say it left something to be desired. And I was doing handstands and just felt absolutely wonderful. And as I was going through this process of getting better, I was looking around me and seeing other people, do this type of therapy, men, women, some very athletic people, professionals, amateurs, some very sedentary people, people from all walks of life and everything, all different symptoms getting better. And I thought, wow, there's something to this. And at the time, I was already doing personal training still with a few clients. That I could, because back then I was in so much pain, I unfortunately couldn't keep up with the workload. So that started to come back, and I started to share with the clients that stayed on with me and the clients that my new clients, these things, because they'd say, yeah, okay, let's work on my back today, or I want to get a better core. But I can't today, Justin. My back or my knee or my hip hurts. And I'd say, oh, let me show you some stuff that I've learned, and I would use it with them. And they said, oh my gosh, that's wonderful. And so I started to go, wow, this is really cool. And so actually I moved to San Diego to do strictly postural alignment therapy in a clinical setting. And that turned actually out to be 7 year career. So I moved to San Diego. And while I was there, I actually met my wife, Anya, who I asked her if she would come on, but she said, my hair's not done. Anyways, I already thought about that. So let me actually share my screen with you, and you can see what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second here. Awesome. You should be able to see my screen now. All right. So that's me. And you can even see this is a slide that I've used before, and you can tell here it says how I became the posture guy, which now some people still call me that, but others now refer to me as sensei. So anyways, moved to San Diego. If anybody watching has never been to San Diego, definitely recommend it. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. Up in the upper left-hand corner there, you can see I'm over on Shelter Island doing some chain surfing. That's in Point Loma. Over my shoulder there is downtown San Diego. And down below that picture in the lower left-hand corner is my wife, Anya. That's actually the first photo I ever took of her. So I'm very fond of both her and it, since, I don't pride myself in photography, but I think that's a pretty good one. And so we met and dated and got engaged and got married. And unfortunately, a little bit after that, her father, my father-in-law, suddenly passed away. It was pretty sudden. She went out to help her mom for 6 weeks, came back. We noticed her mom was having some difficulties, kind of with the grieving period and moving on in life. And so she wanted to go back. And those 6 weeks apart were just terrible for us. I mean, we had never been apart more than I think 4 days. And so she wanted to go back, and I wanted to go with her this time, because the first time I didn't go with her. And so we figured that, okay, this was the time ready for a whole lifestyle change. So we put a date on the calendar and said, this is when we're going to Poland. We have this much time to save up, try to about a year's worth of income. And then 2 months before then put our notices in work, and quit. I think that was a little over 2 years ago, October 31st. We moved out of our place in San Diego, took a quick trip up to central Northern California to visit some family, came back to LA, and then flew out to actually originally it was Prague, and then from Prague to Warsaw. I won't tell you all our travel plans, but since then, we've been actually traveling indefinitely. And you can see there in the upper middle picture there, I'm doing a postural evaluation on the Leaning Tower. I think it's listing a little bit to the left there. In the upper right-hand corner, you can see there we are in Vancouver. That's Vancouver behind us, beautiful city. And down below there is a picture from our wedding. And I just like that one because it shows, well, both of us have lovely legs, obviously. But if you look at my feet, yes, I'm wearing Vibram 5 fingers, which is a type of minimalistic shoe. And that just goes to show you how awesome Anya, my wife, is, because not only did she allow it, I recommended, and at first as a joke, and then she was like, oh yeah, that would be great. And I'm like, wow. Boy, am I lucky to have found her. That's just one of many, many reasons. So we left, and at first we were traveling around, but after a few months, I found myself really missing working with people one-on-one and helping them get out of pain and improve their life. And so that's why I started the postureguy.com. Was really, was my first kind of foray into having a business, on my own. and helping people, kind of like how I did in person in San Diego, but now online through Skype or Google Hangouts, like I'm making this video with you. And it was great. And then as I was working with people, the nice thing is that I was able to take off what I refer to as the single factor focus blinders on, and I was able to start seeing things for not just posture related, but looking at the overall body as a unit. And that's when I started comparing the patterns of people who I'd worked with who had succeeded, and people that I'd worked with, the patterns on why they failed, either why I failed them or why they failed the system I'd put together for the postureguy.com. And I matched those two, and that's where I came up with the Optimized Self system, which is what I share and teach with people inside the Optimized Self Dojo, which you can find over on optimizedself.ninja. It's a lot of optimized selves there. Hopefully you followed that. And that basically brings us to current day. But if you go, let me see if I can find this slide here. Oh, it was the other way. Again, I want to reiterate because I think it's so important. I kind of shared with you the why it is I do what I do, and then kind of how how I did it, as well as the what, what it is I provide for people. But I think it's important to go over again the why. So I'll share with you this. It's a quick 28, maybe 30-second video. Have you take a listen to here. Hi everybody, Justin Archer, aka the Posture Guy, here today to share with you the 3 most important non-exercise techniques you can use to lead a pain-free and active life. So number 1 is you have to be willing to take responsibility for your own health. No one else is going to do it for you. Number 2 is you have to stay consistent in your efforts towards being healthy. And number 3 is you have to have a strong enough why to stay consistent. Mine is my friends, my family, and you guys. That's mine. What's yours? Awesome. So let me back out of here so you can see me again. Let's see. Is it working? Okay, I see the camera turning back on. So hopefully that speaks towards, again, why it is I do what I do. It's really so, I can be the best version of myself, so then I can be the best, sensei to you and others and help as many people as possible. And please know that is always my intention. When if you ask me a question and I give it to you, or if I can answer it, directly in a short and concise answer, I definitely will. There may be times too when I say, hey, this is a great question and here's my answer. And I do have these tools or these resources or these guides that will really help you way more effectively and efficiently than I can in any one single answer. The answer is outside of the scope of one simple, email or a tweet or something like that. I will recommend and suggest that I may even put this video on the Optimized Self Ninja page and reference, hey, down below, you can sign up for the, get a lifetime membership access to the Optimized Self Dojo. Inside, there's gonna be all these tools and guides and resources, a built-in accountability and support group to help you. And please know it's because I truly believe that accumulation of what'll be, by the time probably this video is out and you see it, 13 years, tens of thousands of hours, and tens of thousands of dollars spent really curating all this information and then putting into a system or framework that makes it simple for you to take action. I definitely think it's worth, if you don't know, it's on a sliding scale. So for 2015, there's 365 memberships. Each one is $1 more. So I think right now, I got to check to see what it's up to. But whether you spend $1, which is definitely a steal, or all the way up to $365, I guarantee you it's worth it. There is over 3,000. Actually, there's $3,650 worth of guides and resources and tools. I also meet with inside the dojo. We have weekly live trainings, kind of hangouts, a little bit more casual that way. So all that is inside. And so again, if I ask you or I suggest that you sign up, please know that it's with the intention that I think that's how I can best serve you. So, again, I won't be shy about it. I'll say, hey, sign up, come on in, take a look around. And if you don't like anything, there's a 30-day money back guarantee. And I would rather you come in, take a look around. And then if you don't like it, one, tell me, and maybe I can change something to help it better serve what your needs are, because that's my reason for doing all this, is to serve you and others to the best of my ability. But even if after that you say it's not for me, then I'm more than happy to say, hey, here's your money back, and let's part as friends. And maybe I can even get a better sense of what it is you're looking for. And it's maybe something I can't provide you, but maybe I can refer you to someone who does have that answer or can give you the guidance towards what you want. All right. So anyways, I think that is long enough. That is a kind of shares with you my story. Hopefully you can, parts of that story will resonate with you. Go, yeah, I've been there. I know what he's been through. That's really what I wanted to share with you today, is just so we can connect and so that you know where it is I'm coming from. I absolutely love doing what I do, and I cannot wait for the opportunity to work with you, whether it be inside the dojo or on a one-on-one session, or the retainers I offer, or just during, you asking me a question, me featuring your question and answering it on one of the episodes of the Optimize Self show. Whatever the case may be, I look forward to it. So anyways, thank you for your time and attention watching this video. I did say before, I warned you I could go on for a while. If you made it all the way through and you're not my mom or the cat, although, hey, thank you guys, I love you too. Thank you so much for watching. And if there's anything I can do to help you on your journey towards leading and living a pain-free and active life without limitations, please don't hesitate to contact me and let me know how I could do so. All right. Anyways, thank you for joining me, and I look forward to see you inside the next video or live training or hangout or what have you. All right. Until then, take care and be a good human.